That's absolutely crazy and the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Or whatever, I'm showing that information. It's not like I'm just talking out the side of my head. Hello, everyone. Happy 4th of July. Today is our great day of independence here in the United States. So it's going to be a lot of hot dogs and hamburgers and fireworks around here. A lot of people in where I live at's going to get sunburned at the lake because it's pretty hot out there. So today we got two topics we're going to cover. One's on listing items and the other one is on shipping labels on eBay. All right, so as many as you know, you've been watching my channel for a while, and if you've been keeping up with the series, this is a playlist that I've created for a Facebook group called eBay for Beginners. Well, I normally pick one question out. We do our best to answer it with the knowledge that we have and based off the experience I've had with eBay. So the first question was, how many times do you list per day? I'm at around 10, working to get to 20. First of all, that is great numbers there, listing per day. That's a lot more than what a lot of people are capable of doing. A lot of people that are part-time can't even get those numbers. So that's really, really good numbers there. If you are part-time and you do have a full-time job, at least try to list one item a day. The reason why is you want the algorithm to see that your store is active. You want some kind of activity in your store. That way they don't think it's just sitting there, that's not dead or anything like that. So I would recommend listing at least one item a day if you are part-time. This person here, they're doing 10 a day and trying to get to 20 a day. If you're all about number of items, that is great number of items. That's a great way to do it. Also, I used to do it that way. I used to list by number of items up until about 2.5 months ago. So I'm gonna tell you my experience. So when I was listing by items, I wasn't doing that good in sales. I did have sales sporadically. So, I mean, we had some zero sale days in there. And I will say yesterday was my first zero sale day in 2 months. The summer slowdown has hit me also. So about 2.5 months ago, we had a gentleman and his wife, Corey and Teresa from Grams and Pop Vintage, come on our show, Picking and Grinning. And they were our guests on our show, and we talked, and during that show it got brought up of how they list items. They list by a dollar amount, not a number amount, meaning not a number of items, but they list by a dollar amount. And their number amount was $500 a day. So after the show, I spoke with Corey the following week, and we talked about why they were doing that and what the reason was, and the logic behind it, because I wanted to investigate that. So for the first month, I tested it and I listed $200 a day. That first month, I had number one, I had the largest sale day I've had in 3 years. Number two, I had 2 weeks of payouts that were the largest it's been since the pandemic. So, and that was 2021 is what year I'm looking at there. So the $200 amount, hey, it seemed like a listing a day seemed working for me. So I sat down and did my finances and worked backwards like Corey suggested, and come up with $500 a day is what I wanted to push for. So I shut my store down and I took everything off the store. So I started listing, I went back and I started listing $500 a day. And as I was doing that, I was checking prices, I was checking titles, I was checking descriptions, and I was checking pictures. I was redoing each listing as I went by, tweaking it here and there if I saw that it needed to be tweaked. The first 2 weeks was really sad. I'm not gonna lie. The first 2 weeks was sad. We were having $100 weeks there. Those first 2 weeks, I think the first week was right around $150 in sales. The next week was right around the same amount. But that third week, it's like a light switch went on. That third week, we hit $600 in sales. That second week, we hit $900 in sales. Now we're in an average of $750 a week in sales. In the last 2 months, my sales has increased 48.1%. So by using this method, it has helped. I mean, I've increased my sales by 50%. So I feel using the dollar amount is best for my business. That's why I switched from the numbered item amounts. So that's what works for me. And that's why whenever anyone asks me about how I list per day, that's exactly what I tell them. I list by dollar amount, not by the item amount. So the next topic is concerning shipping labels. I'm going to read the question that somebody had, and we'll go from there. So it says, how do you determine shipping? Is there a site from UPS, FedEx, or USPS that I can look at? I don't want eBay to print my labels or do anything else but let me list. Thank you in advance. So you don't want to use the USPS, UPS, or FedEx websites. That's a no-no in this business. You would definitely pay more than anything. That'd be like going to the post office and purchasing a label there. That's really, really expensive. You will definitely lose money doing that way. I'm going to give you the reply to the answer to this question that I put on the post here. And then we'll talk about what the response was from this, where I think a lot of people misunderstand what's going on with shipping. It says I told him, I says, you can print from pirate ship, but not sure why you wouldn't print from eBay. You get a discount on labels with them. And we're going to cover that also. But the reply to my response there is what really, really, it shocks me, and it's true. The person says, it says, from other comments on here, they mentioned it was very expensive to do that, so I was trying to avoid that. So there are people telling others that it's very expensive to buy labels on eBay, and they're telling them to go to the UPS, USPS, or UPS or FedEx to buy their labels. That's absolutely crazy and the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. So as you can see, here's an item that I have ready to be shipped. It weighs 1 pound. It's going to go in 11 by 9 by 6 box. It's probably going to weigh a little more than a pound though, because I know what this is. And I use flat rate shipping, so I don't worry about these dimensions and all that, because I changed that, and I just use flat rate because I only charge the buyer for this item. If you can see right here, you can see $7.99 to ship this item. That's all I charge the buyer there. So UPS Ground Advantage, as of right now, with the discount, you can see right here, it says on eBay, you save 21%. That's what we want to look at. When you go in to do your labels, you'll see the green there. It says eBay, you save 21% on Ground Advantage. If I was going to use the FedEx Ground Economy, I would save 68%. If I was going to use UPS Ground on eBay, I would save 49%. So those of you that are out there telling people that it's more expensive to buy labels on eBay than it is at the post office or the website for whatever postal carrier, you're wrong, and you need to stop giving bad information. You're hurting people's businesses by giving that information out. I mean, that's just misleading people and just plain out lying to them. And that's not helpful for anybody. If you don't trust eBay's labeling system, you can always go with Pirate Ship. If you decide to go with Pirate Ship, all you do is you print your label, and then you would copy your tracking number, and then you would go in to your orders page here on eBay, and you would click this next to your item here where it says purchase label. You would click that drop down button right there, and it says add tracking number, and that's where you would go in. You would click on that, and you would add that, you would paste that tracking number from Pirate Ship right here. So that's how you could do it from Pirate Ship if you don't trust the eBay labeling system. Now, Pirate Ship does have some cheaper rates also, but to be quite honest with you, I've found that eBay has better rates in certain areas, especially depending on where it's going in the country. I live on the East Coast, so if it's going to the West Coast, I use eBay. If you guys have something different, please, if you guys have any other suggestions of other carriers other than Pirate Ship, please put it in the comments below so people that watch this video can look at those and it may be better for them to use that if they don't trust the eBay labeling system. And so that's pretty much it, guys. Just always remember, this is how I run my business. This is what happens for me. This is how I do things. These playlists and my YouTube channel is basically here to help people not make the same mistakes that I have, and also to answer questions to the best of my ability. Like I said earlier in one of these messages here on this Facebook group, I could be dead wrong in a lot of things. You know, I could be, but I'm giving you my experience. I'm giving you what's happened to me. I'm showing you what I see when I go to print labels or whatever. You know, I'm showing that information. It's not like I'm just talking out the side of my head. Hey guys, I hope this has helped you. Those of you that I asked a question in the Facebook page, I hope this was a huge help to you guys. Other than that, hey, we'll see you on the next video.